I've almost completed my MET program, and I'll soon be looking down toward a different career path. I've been a teacher at Raft River High School now for 10 years. It's now time for me to embrace the fact that it's time to move on. Welcome to my accolade and goodbye to Raft River High School. It was a long road getting and staying here, but such a short journey. Raft River High School is an old school in southern Idaho. It was built in the 1950s, and sometimes it has undiagnosed smells, no doubt from the age of the structure. In one 3-year period, we weren't allowed to drink the water that came from the well, and all the water was brought in for 3 years. And yet, we still love our school. 10 years is a long time, but time is relative. It seems like only yesterday I started student teaching in the same exact room that I do my teaching in now. In the last 10 years, I've started this career, married off my son, was blessed with 2 grandchildren. They are so cute. I've also been called by 3 different last names. This one, Hogan, I'm planning on keeping forever. I don't think anyone starts teaching because of the faculty at a school, but it certainly can encourage one to stay. Our staff here is a comfortable, a dependable, great support system. We have our quirks, but hey, when everyone's strange, no one stands out as such. Besides, quirky helps when you're a teacher. The kids think it's another name for cool. The faculty at Raft River High School is great, but it's the students that keep me here and has kept me here for 10 years. They're normal kids, but extraordinary at the same time. Young people are so fresh and unjaded by worldly experiences. They are naive and hilariously convinced that they know more than adults. At the same time, they're innocent and so willing to ask for help. These Trojans have one hallway to navigate. It doesn't always look the same, but it always feels the same. They gather before school to finish assignments, during lunch to do whatever teenagers do. It's safe here. It's comfortable here. It's like home, like your favorite pair of boots, like your oldest pair of jeans. That one short hallway might explain why the students are so cohesive. There's very little bullying here, at least in the high school, and everybody's friends. They stick together and they're more like family than classmates. A few years ago, I had a student that was diagnosed with leukemia, and within a year we thought we were going to lose him. He developed pneumonia, and his body was weakened by the treatments he was given. They told us to prepare for the worst. The students here got together, and within a week they had organized a benefit auction for him to pay his bills. But it paid more than bills, it helped his resolve. We recorded the auction, and it brought in more than $30,000 from this teeny tiny community. More importantly, it brought a town and school together for a fight to show love for one of its own. Bo made it through that pneumonia. He graduated high school and runs a successful farming business. He was voted Farmer of the Year last summer. The school and the community still feel the effects of the threat of losing one of their own and the residual appreciation that it makes us feel for each other now. And still, students are tightly knit, fun, and usually well behaved. They can be more often than not kind. A couple of years ago I had a senior that used to come in and talk politics with me all the time. We had a lot of good conversations. One day he asked me why I wasn't married, and I replied with, "I guess I'm just not lovable." And he fired back with, "Oh, that is so not true. If I was old, I'd marry you in a heartbeat." He did have a sweet intention. It was a good intention, and it is one of my most cherished memories. They are good kids, and they're usually well behaved. Usually. I discovered recently that 7th graders are a different animal than high school students. Well behaved has a more fluid definition with them. I pulled these 4 boys to the back of my keyboarding lab because they weren't being quiet and they weren't doing their work. Told them they had 2 choices. They could do wall sits until the bell rang, or they could take a nap for the day. I figured they'd last 4 or 5 minutes, and then I'd give them that 0. Every single one of them made it to the bell, and that was 15 minutes. When the bell finally rang, they fell on a heap on the floor laughing hysterically. The next class period they had with me, they begged me to do it to them again. Just gotta love these little angels. But most kids are good workers. I've learned so much about kids and learning. Sometimes it pays to have them give them the freedom of choice to learn how they will. I appreciate them and their individual personalities, some more than others. Here in our little farming community, you have to allow for tardies because kids had to feed in a blizzard, or the fact that you notice they've parked off campus because they have a rifle in their back seat. They're going to shoot coyotes on the way home. 80% of our kids are involved in sports, so it's hard to give homework every time you want to because they just don't get home until 2 in the morning. They do work hard, and I will miss the teenage drama. It is so entertaining. They really don't know everything, and as they draw closer to graduation, they start to realize this fact. High school is a place to learn and to cope, learn how to learn how to avoid experiences that aren't as good as they seem at first. But wait, I'm about to talk myself out of leaving school. And this point of my entire presentation is the fact that I am about to try a different road, but it's hard to leave. Sometimes I want to stick to Raft River High School like a tongue sticks to a flagpole in December. Just hang on, because it's comfortable, because I know what I'm doing. But alas, I realized that I need to keep the adventure moving. Raft River was a great way to spend 10 years. I learned much more than I taught. I feel like I'm leaving at the apex of my journey, at the top of my career. It was a success. Now it's time to turn a corner and reach for a higher road. I will be brave and reach for an unknown destination. This short journey on a long road was worthwhile, and I'm preparing for the next leg of the trip. It's a good thing I